Begging to do
You're going to be able to have both channels in there.
well, we're just talking.
Oh.
We can just
We got one line up there.
We're just messing around.
How about we get a DVD and another copy and let him just...
We're going to do a security sweep with the parking lot. Ready? More people. I think more security scans.
Yes, absolutely.
Many pages.
I got the
No, I got to get his name. Oh, wait.
Andy.
Why can't we search this one?
Oh, there's only doesn't get
Come in. Oh yeah. No. We guys are positive. No, they're very good. Their costumes are good.
Look at that.
Hey,
Halloween.
look at that.
Okay.
I don't even think you can see anything because it's so dark.
I can.
Okay.
We're getting ready to make some popcorn. Hopefully I don't burn it. Oh, that's the tray. I was told to give you a tray.
like in the first week, how much you guys are at
Okay, if I show a popcorn bag, put some Doritos in for Kyle at the gate.
Does this look like a Dorito bag? Does it say Doritos on it? Does it say popcorn?
I'm just doing what you told me, Johnny. I came back from Chicago for this.
I like you more.
Without you with your
Well, I told him myself, you know.
Come here, come on.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. Ah! The resolution's not ready. Yeah, right.
Tracy Kirksey to the front desk, please. Welcome to Creative House Studios and our combined premiere of a Superman fan film, which is only 18 minutes long, so you standing in the back, you're good to go. We are also doing a ribbon cutting for the opening of the studio, and I am absolutely pleased to introduce you to, or maybe you already know, Councilman Jeff Johnson. He's our councilman who keeps us on track and helps us when we need help, and he is going to do the honors. Councilman Johnson.
Let me say this is let me first acknowledge
Councilwoman Yvonne Conwell from the counties here, this one county. To see, this is wonderful, exciting. I had previously come before, and I'm still learning exactly all that is done in this place, but I'm just proud that it is in Ward 8. It is an amazing, and so I'm officially privileged to actually get this started. They've had like 80 productions. We'll call that a soft opening. You know, it's about time that the world knows and has the opportunity to come and use this wonderful facility. This is Tracy Kirksey. She's actually the executive director of the Glenville Development Corporation. And as you can see, she's a fanatic when it comes to Superman. She actually helped to lead the fight to secure the Superman home in our ward. The Superman home is actually on Kimberly Avenue, and she fought real hard to preserve it and save it along with the Schuster. We got the historical marker, and we have the historical marker at 105th and St. Clair. So we're very proud in Glenville to be the birthplace of Superman. And so she just, no one asked her to do this, but she just wants you to know that she's very proud to be in this community and what have you. So without further ado, let us get this party started. And Johnny Woo, that's my man. We're going to go and check this out tonight. You want to grab that ribbon? Grab the ribbon. Don't let me cut your hand, man. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Graham, president of Creative House Studios. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We are officially open. I can't believe it. It's a long time coming. We have done about 80 productions, and one of the reasons we worked with this film tonight was because we could show off some of the great creative abilities of this studio, but also of the bunch of people that we work with continually. So I'm really excited to see, I've only seen pieces of it, believe it or not, so I'm going to get to see it all with you tonight. Otherwise, we are excited to have you here when we're done viewing the film. Please help yourself in doing a tour. You can also go upstairs. There's some facilities up there that we do some of our editing in, and down the hall. And before I forget, we also have to thank Morning Show Central. Yay! They're streaming. That's the internet radio station that's here in this same building, and they're actually streaming us live even as we go. So be sure and cheer us on, because then those people at home who are just too lazy to get out of their homes. Oh no, actually there's some international people tuning in, so that's really, really, really exciting. So thank you, Morning Show Central. Let's see, have I gotten through all that? There's only one more person to introduce, and I think that's why you guys are all here. Northeast Ohio's most prominent filmmaker. We're thrilled to have him here in the building. He also has his production company, MDI, is in the building, and he's also our technical advisor to the studio and keeps us on our toes and jumping. Johnny Woo.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna make this very short, so this way you can enjoy the movie. It's only 18 minutes long, so you guys, if standing in the back there, you get very, very tired, blame it on someone else, not me. But if you like the movie, you do say give me all the praise. If you don't like the movie, blame it to my DP. The movie is 18 minutes long. It's a Superman fan film that we did to patronize our superhero that we grew up with. I live in two different worlds, the Asian culture and the Western culture. So for us, the superhero acting is basically what we call the wuxia, which is Chinese martial art. So when you combine all together, you have what you see here as a super comic book style movies. The background is very purposely done as a anime style or cartoon comic book style. So it's a little bit different, and if you guys like it, great. If you don't like it, unfortunately, this is how it is. Really appreciate everybody show up, and really appreciate all those volunteers who stuck around here yesterday, today, to help make this happen and put all this together. Without them, we couldn't have this movie done. And we have Jeff in the back there shooting behind the scene. If anybody feel like it, you can go to Chris again to be interviewed and talk to people on the internet. People from UK and Sweden is actually watching right now at this point. So that'll be something fun to do. Without further ado, we're going to start with Superman. What's that? Oh yeah, sorry about that. Thank you. And after the movie, we're going to have a Q&A for anybody have any question for us. So just sit tight and enjoy.
The moment it's over, I'll leave. Unless you want to watch while I do it.
Donna, where are you? Donna, get up here. Kyle, oh my goodness. Don't stand too close to. These talented, unbelievable people are just the icing on the cake of all the people it took to bring you what you just saw. And it was all directed by that guy right over there.
Yeah.
So, a little quick note, all those people have worked with me before except for the Fiorella brothers. And Donna, unfortunately, every time she's in my movie, she always gets killed off. Always. It's just happened. Nothing personal. But they are people that I always love to work with because they are very talented and they're always available for me. You know, I just make a phone call, they say, okay, sure, I'll be there. Very cool. Any question for them?
Well, D'Amico, where are you?
There you go. Any questions? No? Sure.
What happened to Lex?
What happens with them?
Yeah.
The question was what?
What happened to Lex?
The question is, what happened to Lex? Could be the next chapter of what's going on.
I thought he got killed. I was surprised to see that.
We also, just because they're just too cool, we put the costume things up here so you could actually look at them. I would appreciate it if you don't do what I'm doing, is manhandling them, but these are made of paper mache. Can you believe it? And the guys who designed them are right down there. The guys who did the majority of the animation the people that you see are they're here in Cleveland, but they're like, Ray, where were you yesterday?
I was in Detroit.
What were you doing?
I was acting in I, Alex Cross.
I, Alex Cross, which is a feature film, which was shooting in Cleveland for a while. How many weeks did it shoot in Cleveland?
4 to 6. I think it shot 4 to 6 weeks. What are you holding up? How many? What, 6? What are you showing me? 6.
6 weeks. 6 weeks in Cleveland.
Yes, how long did the production take beginning to completion?
How long did the production take from beginning to completion? Woo? And we're talking about writing too.
Yeah, we need to get all the producers up here too, please. Where are you guys? Jim Geyer, Mark Pittenger. Writers is Jim Geyer. Cynthia, Graham. So the writers is George Tootie here and Jim Geyer, and what we did is and Andy Sokol, please. So I'm going to give you some idea of who these producers are. Mark Pittenger over there, he basically took care of the catering for us. so we don't get be, we were full and not bitching about working for free. How big is the crew? Okay, before we answer that question, we didn't answer his question about the time frame wise. Jim was the person who fixed up the script to make it more interesting and more dialogue and more personal perspective. We started doing this, November last year? Right? Sort of like that. After the 48 hours event I was talking to them about. And we shot it in January in 2 weekends. And then we have a pickup shoots here. Another day, so that's about 5 days of actual shooting it. And took about, 3-4 months of editing. Then background put in there, and then they just uploading. We never meet at all during the editing process. Basically, they upload the server, I download it, I look at it, I don't like it, and then send it back to him, and then he just refix it. So it's just back and forth like that. Yes?
How long did George, yeah, George, how long did it take you to do the first draft, basically come up with the story?
It took me a month. I think a month to write. Johnny asked me about doing a Superman film, and he showed me some scripts, and I thought they were all a bunch of hooey, so he told me to write a better one. And I wrote it, Johnny looked at it, and then sent it to Jim, and then we got this.
George.
Yeah.
George, I think I read the original one. Whose idea was you were supposed to die in the original, weren't you?
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't.
Well, we decided not to kill Superman and decided to kill Lois Lane. Just nothing against Dada. It just we wanted a little bit different twist because you have seen Superman die before. Lois Lane probably have died once in the movie and once in the comic book, but she always gets revived back. So this is kind of different alternative reality world. Here in Elizondo, have the harnesses on. This is what we use during the shoot.
If you look up, you can see some gangling ropes. This whole thing started because we installed wire work capability in the studio. And when you have a green screen studio and you have wire work, it's pretty cool. And so we said, hey, let's make something that can showcase a lot of the talents that we have. And this big lug over here who's trying to, that's what you got to do when you're putting on that wire work. You see all the pick points and things like that? This vest cost about $3,000, and we have about 5 different kinds of vests because it depends on how people how they need to be pulled. So
each point here can hold about 5,000 pounds. So we can hold it anywhere we want, how we want.
Yeah, so we can hold anywhere that we want to, and it's very important on a green screen to when, if I wanted to punch you and you needed to fly, you actually have to look like you got punched and you flew. And that's what we do here. And so we try to get a lot of punching and slapping and beating, and, a lot of violence, yeah.
After a day's work of flying through the air, was it physically demanding?
After a day's work of flying through the air, is it physically demanding? I think. Now, Johnny Woo is this area's premier. He's been flying people for, oh my God, 2003. Back when nobody knew it was dangerous to fly people. But Don, how was it flying?
It was a little scary at first, and then once Andy kept talking me through it and getting me relaxed, and we did a couple practice runs, and then it was a blast.
She loved it. What about you? Flying.
I felt like a piñata, Come out of the woodwork and start whacking it.
Well, I've actually been flying since 2003, so it was like, I just love doing it. Like, you can do all this crazy stuff. And if you see any of the behind the scenes footage, you can see us having a lot of fun with the wire work. So when you get the DVD.
Oh, and we have a surprise for you.
Our Superboy, Jeffrey Franco, is in there. The guy who dressed out like a security guard. He will be giving out. We only have about 150 copies here, so preferably there's one household per copy. So this way we can spread out to everybody else. But the cast and crew, please do not pick up those copies. Your copy is separately in the other room that I have it. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. One more thing. Yeah, seriously though, as far as the wire work and what they're capable of, they just scratched the surface of what they can do in the future. I mean, with the rigging that they got and the direction that this is heading in, there's so much more that we can do, within this space, and as far as the dynamics of it. I think this was just a trial within this space to get things going, and at a first scratch, it's a great thing, and I think it can only get bigger and better from here on out.
To answer the question on challenges in Cleveland filmmaking, one of the things I think that's challenging is that Hollywood gets all the publicity and all the support, and local filmmakers have a lot harder time making equally as good or challenging or better films. And so all I can say is most of you are here because you're supporting us, or shall I say Mr. Wu brought us all together. Stay in touch, get on Facebook, start paying attention to other filmmakers here in town and support them, because they do need your support, because they are doing, like these two guys, they're doing amazing work. It's just unfortunate that we don't necessarily always support Cleveland. So I encourage us all to get out there and support Clevelanders doing the real stuff, the real work, the hard work, like Mr. Wu.
Any closing remarks?
Follow your dreams and make it happen. So now, just go and party and network. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
I'm rocking the good.
going to be a talk. I'm like, I put it on at 10 o'clock. It's like 11:30. I'm like,
when are you doing that? Right.
When are you doing that? If you do that, you're doing that was brilliant. It's a lot of fun. Part of what we do is the new actors get to Congratulations.